Welcome. I'm sitting with Marshall Simmonds.
I'm sitting with Danny Sullivan.
And we are Danny and Marshall, talking about whatever we want.
Yes.
Hey,
brought
Marshall.
Brought to you by
RKG. Dong, dong, dong.
It's good to be
SEO
back.
safe.
Good to be back.
Good to be back.
Yeah.
We are back here in Bend,
Yeah.
where we met for the first time in
That's right.
1997. So Google, you know, we've been talking all like, what's been different since 97 to 2012, 15 years, and like 97 keyword tags are big, and keyword tags are back.
Keyword tags
baby,
are back.
and we got the Google News meta keywords tag.
Right.
But they couldn't use just the regular keywords tag, right?
Yeah.
They couldn't use the one that's on all everybody's pages, everybody's already done it. So what's the deal? Why didn't they do,
When we ask too, like, can we use the meta keywords tag? It's there.
the
We use
existing
it.
one,
Yeah.
everybody's got support.
Yeah.
Every CMS in the world
Right.
could handle it.
The Google search appliance uses it even. I mean,
Awesome. For cloaking.
No, not for
No,
cloaking.
they did do
Cloaking,
it for cloaking. Well, anyway, go on.
I don't know
But
what
right.
you're talking about. But yeah, so we thought, why can't we use this tag? Well, it's a different tag, as we learned.
Simply
So-
because they made it a different tag.
Possibly.
Right.
Because it does say meta news keyword tag. So it's explicitly for Google News. And you know what it does is it gives editorial teams a little bit more freedom.
But why couldn't they just use the meta keywords tag?
Well, that would have been a better scalability option for us.
I don't want to get you in
technically.
trouble with them. I don't want you to suddenly find that you're not ranking
No,
better
this was our
just
thoughts
because they made
too.
a boneheaded decision.
Well, this was their
I'm not saying it's boneheaded decision, it's just that it is.
Well, how do we, right, and that's where scale came in, and we didn't necessarily I say we, but the NYT and some of the other publishers that we work with, they weren't necessarily
consulted.
They were concerned with how do we populate this tag across an entire network, and it's not easy to do.
Well, and what do you do? So now you've got like 100 billion articles with no tags.
Right.
So are you feeding out an empty tag on the pages that don't have them?
Well, we've done a phased rollout at a lot of the publishers, because the publishers are that we're working with are a little unsure. You know, is this something that we're going to go all in on? Is it going to be like standout tag? Is it going to be supported by Google News? You know, and that's a question that we have to ask, and it's a valid question too. So I think that just, you know, we're rationally exuberant and cautiously optimistic. I think it's a good opportunity for publishers. Best one that we've seen for a while.
If you're in Google News, as
Yes,
a reminder,
if you're
not in Google News, it doesn't mean anything to you. It doesn't matter.
No. So what do you see? So as far as like, I know that you just gave the keynote at Webcam and you're talking about the future, and I thought it was interesting that you were talking about how paid search is changing a lot and how paid inclusion is changing a lot. So what do you think what's the next future step for web search?
I think the social signal is going to continue to get important. I think that these link signals are really, really creaky, and they're becoming more and more outdated, and we keep having to, I mean, as we were joking earlier, when you get to the point where you now have to ask people to disavow links, it's probably the point where you're like, there's nothing more we can do. We can't massage the link stuff anymore. We need something better. So, you know, it's like we've been running on steam,
right,
and links are steam, and now it's time for fossil fuel. Although really maybe that's not quite maybe it's more like we've been running on fossil fuel. Now we need clean energy, solar energy, social energy.
Right.
So, and you know, it's not like the social stuff is necessarily clean. Oh, I can go with the pure. It's not like the social stuff is pure burning. Right, you know, there's going to be some pollutants that get in there. There's going to be some paid warming of the thing.
Well,
and
Google's,
stretch the
yeah.
metaphor now. But I feel like, for one thing, there's more of it.
Right.
That anybody can send a social signal, not just anybody who manages to put together a link. There's authority that's with it. You can go back and look at the account and try to understand whether you think you trust that account. I think you can do that more easily than you can try to look at some website and think, should I trust this website or not?
RKG.